Hello everyone, Professor Franz here. In this clip, I'm going to show you how the Federal Reserve can target the federal funds rate. Suppose the Federal Reserve target our federal funds rate precisely at 3%. The opportunity cost of holding excess reserves is a foregone interest, and therefore the demand for the federal funds is negatively sloped. On the vertical axis, we see the federal funds rate. And our supply for federal funds is perfectly elastic. The supply comes from banks' excess reserves and Federal Reserve's open market operations. In another scenario, the Federal Reserve can also target the federal funds rate within a certain range, and in our example, between 2 to 4%. In this case, the supply of federal funds is going to look a little bit like a step, and I'm going to explain why. First case scenario, when the Federal Reserve target the federal funds rate at 3%, that means whenever the federal funds rate goes above 3%, the rate is too high, and the Federal Reserve is going to buy government bonds. But if the federal funds rate falls below 3%, the rate is too low, and the Federal Reserve is going to sell government bonds and restore the federal funds rate back to 3%. In the second case scenario, where the Federal Reserve target the federal funds rate between 2 and 4%, that means as long as your federal funds rate is between 2 and 4%, then the Federal Reserve is not going to do anything. But if the federal funds rate goes above 4%, that means the rate is too high, and the Federal Reserve is going to buy government bonds to lower the federal funds rate. On the other hand, if the federal funds rate goes below 2%, that means the rate is too low, and the Federal Reserve is going to sell bonds to restore the federal funds rate back to 2% or somewhere between 2 and 4%.